Nottingham City has an incredible integrated transport system. We're very proud of it. It's won award nationally and indeed internationally. The system joins buses, trams to the main rail network in a smooth and integrated, reliable way. It's a great system and we want our young people to be confident to use it.
I wanted to be an independent traveller. I've got freedom, so my mum doesn't have to take me everywhere.
When we started training Jack, we wanted to make sure that he was happy and confident in going out and about. So we started off with initial assessment to see what he was used to doing. He hadn't been used to travelling independently on his own. So we took him out in the local area first to see whether he knew where the buses went, where the trams went and what he knew and how safe he was at crossing roads. So we spent a long time talking about what happens if different scenarios, if things went wrong, if things weren't working out for him, who would he call, what would he do. We did a lot on keeping himself safe as well and where he would sit on the bus or the tram, who he could go and ask for help if he needed it.
Jack's grown immensely in confidence. He's really quite pleased with himself that he can do this totally independently. Previously, Mum used to bring him to school, used to collect him from school, but now he's got that independence that he never had before. He's just grown as a person. Travel training gives our students a life beyond school. It enables them to access further education if that's what they choose, employment, and equally as importantly, it enables them to access a social life and be able to participate and contribute to a community that they belong to.
Independent travel training had helped me to travel on my own to school and my Saturday art club at the weekend.
We've got deaf students at NUSA and the independent travel training has been particularly useful for them because on top of all the fears that a normal child will have about travelling alone, they've also got the fear that they're not going to be able to communicate with the people who are around them. So that might be not being able to communicate with the bus driver, or it might be not being able to communicate with a passenger who asks them a question, or if something goes wrong on the journey, they won't be able to ask somebody how to sort it out. So travel training is really important because it gives them the confidence to realise that they can cope with those situations. I think that the positives for Natasha, as it is with any child who learns to travel independently, is that they feel much more confident. I think they also feel more grown up. And then once they're on and up and going, they realise that they can be independent, and it means usually the start of being able to travel more widely, not just to school, but parents feeling happier, allowing them to go on the bus generally.
Independent travel training is a crucial part of the curriculum for all of the students at Oakfield. We'll definitely explore some of the practical issues of travelling, planning a journey, for example, with the use of the internet. For example, Google Street View is a really good tool for finding places you know, finding places you don't know. Things like taking a group of 7 to 11-year-olds on a trip to explore how the tram works and to be able to press the door button 3 times in one afternoon instead of just the once is a really good opportunity that the independent travel trainers have been able to offer us.
My name is Luke. I am 20 years old and I have done independent travel training.
I got approached by the school and they said there's a lady going to call you from independent travel training to see if Luke can access his own way to college. So I was a bit apprehensive at first, but the guys at the City Council, Roshni especially, just made it all seem made me feel comfortable and confident with the whole situation.
When the bus gets to the city centre, first thing I see was the council house, and my stop is at Beastmonger Hill. Travelling by myself to college is great so that I can continue with my learning.
It's really important that young people are well prepared for future life, so learning those skills that they need to be successful in the future. We know that there are lots of opportunities in and around Nottingham, whether that be additional training, further education, apprenticeships, paid employment or volunteering opportunities. There are lots of ways that young people can make a future for themselves and to have successful, fulfilling lives in later life. But to do that, they need to be well prepared, and that's about skills and really importantly, it's about independent travel. So Are young people able to get to various locations to take up those opportunities? And we know that independent travel training can make a real difference to a young person in the future for them to be able to take advantage of those opportunities.
The travel training that we do with young people is done at their own pace. We don't force children into it, and children work with us to build their confidence. At a recent awards ceremony, we have some lovely quotes from parents. One mother saying that she never thought that her son would be able to get out and about alone, and another parent said that they just wish they'd done this earlier because actually it had really opened up their daughter's life. We have more and more of our staff within schools who have undertaken the training and are ready to help our young people gain their independence. So I really do urge parents to ask at their school so that they can get their young person enrolled on our independence travel training programme.
I think if you ever offered independent travel training, grab it with both hands, because it does work. It's well supported by the City Council. It will work for your child.